What ended up what got you turned on to real estate and becoming a realtor?
So when my husband and had moved back here before I started the dance studio, when we moved back here after he got out of active duty military, we moved back here and he just stayed in the reserve military. We were buying a house, and my agent, who I love, and she's an icon in this area, but she hasn't been around for a while, but we're going through this process, and I was just doing these things. I was just doing it, and I was really interested. I didn't even realize that I could be a real estate agent, right? Didn't even think about it. And one day she said to me, she goes, Anita, you got to stop doing my job for me. Let me do my job. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, well, you're doing all, and I said, I just thought I had to do it. I just thought it was, and she goes, you would be a great real estate agent. You need to do this. So my youngest daughter was 3, my oldest daughter was 5. And so I took the classes. I was like, I could do this. So I took the classes, and I just realized I could not do it. There's no way. I couldn't do it with having 2 young kids. I need to be able to take them with me to wherever you know what I mean? I needed to be able to do
Yeah.
that. Free dance studio, right? So I never did I didn't take the test. So I didn't, this was in 1988, 89, 1989. So I didn't do anything with it. I didn't take the test. So then when my youngest daughter so then that's when we did the dance studio. And then when my youngest daughter, Alex, who was in 5th grade, I was like, okay, I'm ready. The kids are old enough now. I'm ready to do this. So I went back, took the test, and here we are.
Was during that period of running the dance studio and the cheerleading and company, and was real estate a passion? Like, was it always back of your mind? Like, was it
Yeah.
something that you were still but you just kind of put it on the back burner because of the girls?
Yes, absolutely. I knew at that point that this is something I wanted to do. I just knew I needed to wait and determine when the right time was. And so, like I said, Alex being in 5th grade, Eric was in the 7th grade. I was like, I can do this now. I got them through elementary school. I can do this now. So,
That's so interesting, the delayed gratification on something that you knew that you wanted to do, but you had to push it off
yeah,
because you were ready, but family life wasn't necessarily ready,
right.
right? And really turning into 2 different businesses, and I think that a lot of people would struggle with that. I mean, even I talk to agents all the time. Is your passion really about selling real estate, or is it something else, maybe within the real estate space, or maybe not in real estate, but we get attached to this identity of I have to be successful, as a real estate agent. And the fact that you were kind of able to push some of that off a little bit until you were absolutely ready to dive in is awesome. It's amazing.
Well, it's about what was most important to me, and then when I was able to, take the test, get my real estate license, start building my business, it was never a focus of mine to be a mega agent, or I wanted to do enough where, my kids will tell this. They tell this story all the time to people, and they'll tell you, my husband and I never missed one of their cheerleading competitions, never missed one of their football games, basketball games, anything they did. None of their dance competitions. They competitively cheered and competitively danced, as well as high school dance and cheer. They were always on the go. And we never missed anything because that was always family first. Could I have made more money and sold more real estate? Absolutely. It was not my focus. So I was able to do what I love doing, which is real estate, but my kids came first, and that's where I wanted to be. So I'm thankful that I was able to do that. Um, I don't know if a lot of other people realize they can do it, because I think they get, like, to your point, where they need to do a certain amount or whatever. What is success? What is success
Yeah.
to you? What is success to me? It's 2 different things. To me, I'm very successful because I was able to do that with my kids, and I was able to be what I consider a successful agent.
Yeah. I think we create a lot of that anxiety. I know I did. Of if I wasn't doing something within real estate, if I was sitting at home or, you know, visiting family for the holidays, if I wasn't thinking real estate or doing real estate, I just felt like this anxiety of like, oh
Mhm.
no, I'm not going to get that next client, or oh no, I'm not going to have that closing, or oh no, I'm not going to do whatever. And I think that kind of comes with being that entrepreneur, and maybe you had some of that experience. I don't know.
I did. I had that all
Did you
the
feel
time.
any of that?
All the time. I would feel if I it has taken me 5 years. I've started working on this 5 years ago, to really realize that I can go for a whole weekend and not have a real estate related function or event or something. I don't have to show a house. Oh well, if I'm not doing an open house, you know what I mean. But it's
Yeah.
taken me that long. I had to work into that space because it consumes you. Especially my kids are adults now, right? I mean, listen, my kids are your age. You're probably younger than my kids. So I just, I've been doing this long enough that without having my kids be the focus. So I really, really focused on real estate. So moving out of that space and trying to think about, having a life instead of just real estate, it's hard, but I know I 100% understand that. I'm just now getting to the point where I don't think that way. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of it too is, you're probably comfortable with exterior perception. I'm getting more comfortable with what other people think of me. And to your point, you're defining your success and you're okay with that. I'm
Yeah.
defining my success and I'm okay with that. And I think that's where that a lot of that anxiety comes from is you don't. And that's why for this podcast, I wanted to bring real estate professionals on that have success and share their journey and share their story to let other people know that there's so many different ways to one get into this business, and
Mhm.
there's so many different ways to find success once you're here. And it's not always. I just always hated the titles top listing agent, top door knocker, top this, top that. It's
Yeah.
you don't need to be the top social media influencer to have a successful real estate business.
Mhm.
So